Ladies and gentlemen, the deposition is released. Essentially, Trump has released the deposition, or allowed the release, at least of the deposition, of his defamation suit. Some of it is quite amusing. Not the responses are amusing. The defamation suit and the accusation, the allegation, the underlying crime, the alleged underlying crime, which is linked to the defamation, I think the consequence should be capital punishment. So that's where I'm coming from. That crime should have capital punishment associated with it. Now, moving that aside, for anyone who thinks I'm making light the wonderful, morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats who look at Trump as a monster, I don't think they even believe in capital punishment for any crime. Anyway, I think for that crime, there should be. That crime has not been proven regarding Trump. Trump was never in a court of law accused by anyone ever of that crime. Number one. Number two, the fact that he doesn't care, about media, that he doesn't kowtow, that he doesn't bend the knee, he doesn't ever give an inch, that's very good. Could be bad or not as wise at times. But here you have Trump mistakes Carol in a photo. That's not exactly true. And then she's not my type. Other insults. The worst thing you can do, the worst charge. I've had a lot of hoaxes played on me. A locker room talk. And then, of course, there's allegations from other people. It's always allegations against Trump. Any allegation against Biden, the New York Times and everybody else, Washington Post, they actually try to disparage. I don't know if the Washington Post did, but I know the Times did and others tried to actually disparage. Same thing they did with people against Bill Clinton. Okay, when Democrats are accused, it's, oh my God, don't trust the person, they're not credible. When somebody accuses Kavanaugh or Trump, definitely credible, very, very credible. Has to be very credible. Obviously, they're accusing a Republican or a Trump Republican. Again, the amusing part of the deposition is the fact that media is taking it and sensationalizing they're doing their same outrage. It's like this outrage machine. This outrage machine, they're not reporting on it as a defamation trial. They're using the criminal act in relation to Trump, which he was never accused of in a court of law because there's no evidence to back up the claim. And apparently Trump can't say that somebody is out of their mind when he's being accused of something he didn't do. Okay, and you're innocent until proven guilty. If you didn't do something, if you're accusing somebody of something, you have to prove it. Otherwise, that person has every right to say, nah, it didn't happen. You can't Democrats like to accuse Trump and then prove later. Can't do that. So the deposition has been released, and it's a testament here. Trump's made again, even the Associated Press, it's not a criminal lawsuit. It is a defamation suit. But they're not reporting it as that. It's about defamation. And the fact that he disparaged a person accusing him, Democrats do that all the time through media. They have hit piece after hit piece. If you fall out of a certain perspective, a paradigm of thought, you will get 10, 12, 13 publications, in addition to CNN, MSNBC, Jimmy Kimmel, going after you. Trump just said, hey, this person alleging that I did something, committed an atrocity, that didn't happen, and he gave his thoughts on that person. But whereas Democrats, whereas Biden, when he was accused, I don't even know what he said. I think it was some kind of, he tried to walk a tightrope in the most civil way possible. And then the entire public relations apparatus went against the person alleging that our wonderful president in the Oval Office presiding over 90 seconds to midnight, the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists has said we're closer to nuclear confrontation, God forbid, annihilation than ever before. Even the Wall Street, Trump says historically, when historically, he was talking about two things. One, that there is, let's say, both, I don't even want to get into it, but what he was saying is consensual, both parties allowing the situation to take place. That's never reported accurately. Okay, the Wall Street Journal, everything's sensationalized. Nothing is reported accurately, and I can't really get into exactly trying to defend the allegations against Trump, trying to defend the reporting and journalism, describing the deposition, twisting his words within the deposition to mean what they don't mean. It's the same thing with the whole both sides. He never said that the Tiki Torch people were fine people. He never said that. It was never stated. He was talking about Republicans who wanted statues up. He wasn't talking about the 1930s and 1940s Germans at that time, okay, in that location in Virginia. Okay? Never. He actually condemned those people 3 times. There has to be a hysteria with Trump, otherwise he runs away with 24. Okay? All of media is against this man. All of media. Imagine if media was just apolitical. Democrats would have no chance. As it is, on RCP polls, Trump is above Biden. That's with all of media against Trump. Imagine if Trump is running a 40-yard dash in 4.5 with a 100-pound backpack. If you run a 40-yard dash at 4.7 or 5 seconds, but you have a 100-pound backpack, imagine how fast you'd be if you removed the backpack. Okay, so that's media is that 100-pound backpack. Trump runs away with things if the entire American political establishment isn't against him at all times. The deposition is amusing only because it just shows that Trump doesn't care what people think of him and isn't going to kowtow or acquiesce to allegations that he's innocent of. You know, when Kavanaugh was indignant, being accused of something he didn't do, because there was no evidence he did anything. See, if there's a criminal act, first of all, you have to go to the police immediately. But if there's a criminal act, you cannot prove the criminal act. At least you need a credit card receipt. You need a hotel room. You need something. You need a time, a date, something. You can't just, the person accusing him doesn't even have a month, much less a week or a day. Okay? It's late 94, early 95, something along those lines, or late 95, early 96. There's not even a date. So I have no clue how any jury, even a New York jury, will side with the person leveling the defamation suit. But who knows? Again, a lot of these things, including the indictment with Trump, will be thrown out on appeal because there's just no evidence. You just have a New York jury that is completely against Trump because it's in New York, and New York is basically an extension of the Democratic Party, the way Twitter was, the way Jimmy Kimmel is, the way the New York Times, the Washington Post, MSNBC, CNN, they're all extensions of the Democratic Party. And the rebuttal would be, oh, well, that's not true. It's just the way reality is. Well, if that's reality, if that's mainstream, then why does Trump get almost half the electorate? Answer that question. It's not just, there's no such thing as Make America Great Again supporters. He gets 70 plus million. to Biden's 80 plus million? Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe.